Hello and welcome to Bounce Pass Breakdown with Lukas Petridis. I am Lukas Petridis. This is a new series on basketball.com.au. This series actually, I should introduce the series first. It's just going to be a series looking at players' plays, maybe teams' plays, breaking them down with that player or a coach or whoever in the basketball world is as much of a savant as our first guest, Australian point guard Steph Reid. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks. That's a nice intro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. And you're currently in Gorzów in Poland.
I am.
How is life there? I hear it's quite cold right now.
It's cold. Yeah, no, I literally talked to my family and they're like, yeah, it's 20 degrees today. And I'm like, it's -3. So, it's definitely a little bit of a change. The last week has just been really cold, but yeah, we have a couple games coming up. It's a busy period now, so that's good. At least time flies when you're playing.
Yeah, because you guys recently had the break. Was that 2 weeks ago now?
Yep. Yep. So had FIBA breaks. That was nice. Little 7-day reset. So
Mm.
lapped that up and then came back to 2 days. All the good
Yeah,
stuff.
awesome. How good. It's all about fun and the balance.
Yes,
Um,
exactly.
so you have been at Gorzów, pretty. I mean, it wouldn't be at first glance a place in the world where you think a lot of Australians would end up in any career, but we've had like some pretty high profile Australians over the last few years. Chloe Bibby and Alana Smith come to mind.
There's heaps, honestly. Chantel Horvath, Nicole
Mm.
Seacamp, Steph Talbot. Yeah, lots.
And we're
Yeah,
talking about like the top end
yeah.
opals. And add another one of those to the list.
Oh,
Uh,
thank you.
and you guys recently had a game, just to bring you back down to earth a little bit, against Besiktas in the
Ah,
Euro
yes,
Cup
that old thing. Yes.
against Sammy Whitcomb,
Yes,
who that was her debut game with Besiktas, and
of
you
course it
have been
was.
generous enough to look through your film from that game. So we pick up this play. This is your first offensive play of the game. Your team flows from like horns into like sort of a Spain pick and roll that doesn't really eventuate, and then you run that double down screen, and then you hit Gerchen. Oh, and then also, yeah, please correct me if I'm getting any of these names wrong. Um,
I'm
but yeah,
just as
just take
bad.
us through take us through this one. What's going on here?
Yeah, so they put that play in like the day before, or maybe like 2 days before. It was actually yet to work, so that was a early Christmas miracle. And yeah, I guess we got all the way through the offense, which we love, and it ended up just eventuating in. We call her Gertrude because I don't honestly know how to say her last name. So we just call her Gertrude, getting the curl shot. She's like one of our shooters, so it's a pretty good look to get her eye in early.
Yeah, and then are you those because you have a few actions in this play? Are you looking for the first option, or are you looking to run through all of them?
Yeah, I'm looking for them, but yeah, I mean, nothing really eventuated from any of them, to be honest. So we just kind of
Mm.
played it out and hope for the best.
um, and then also we spoke on another call one time. But is it similar philosophy on the first offensive play? Is it more about seeing what the other team is doing defensively?
Usually, yes. In this game, I think my coach really just wanted to try out our new play. Because typically we run like a bit of a different offense that has a side and a top ball screen, and typically that allows us to find out what defense the other team's running in both like aspects of the court. Because a lot of teams will differ, like their side pick and roll defense can be ice or um, it could be aggressive with shows, and then middle is always like touch and go. You never really know what they're going to bring. Like sometimes it's personnel based. But yeah, so it's more just this one. I think it was literally just to the get the like first play out of the way. I don't really know what was going on there.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, you got a nice assist as the cherry on top. So we'll jump down to our next play. So Ashley Owusu gets this rebound, brings it down the court. I guess this is kind of still transition, maybe the start of semi-transition, hits you. But if we just
Yeah.
go back to maybe to this frame here, when she gets the rebound, there's a bit of chaos. There's a bit of a scramble. You kind of you
Yep.
kind of look to her to get the ball, but she kind of just goes with it. like as in brings the ball down the court and you run to the wing. How much of this play is you guys trying to kind of use this chaos against Besiktas?
Yeah, I mean, our coach, like, after literally any score or stop, you'll hear him in the background. He'll be like, go! And so he really wants us to push in transition. Like, the identity of this team and club is to play fast and play quite freely. And so,
Mm.
and one thing I've definitely learned in Opals over the year, having like multiple guards on the floor that can bring the ball up and dribble, is that the ability to run, it opens up opportunities like this. And so, the Ash Owusu, like she's played point guard before, like she's a 2-3 in our system and most now, but she's a great capable ball handler, especially in transition. So like I look for it, yes, because I'm on the run, but then as soon as I know that she's dribbling, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna run and see what happens. And yeah, she does a really good job of finding me.
So is that more of a game plan thing? Is that more like you guys are
Oh, we're
prepared for
trying to
those
run every
situations?
time. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like we have very few rules, and one of them is to play fast. So
right.
yeah,
It's good to be one of the limited rules. And then you just
yeah,
lace out that three.
yeah.
Uh,
We love that for me.
now we jump ahead quite a lot since the last clip. Besiktas kind of um, set up this buffer that they maintained for the rest of the game. You guys did fight back a bit in the third quarter, as we'll see. But I mean, I'll just stop talking. So you come off a double on that pick and roll, and then
hmm
they're pressing you high, which is something they were doing all game. Then you have the misdirection about here, um,
Yeah.
looking to the top of the key. But just what are you seeing in this play?
Well, when Fasula, the big from Besiktas, when she hedges, what it means is it takes one player out of the game. And so, like, we're in a 5-on-4. Like, as long as she's above the ball line, like, we're going to be in a 5-on-4. So, my first initial is to see if I can get around her and get downhill. That obviously didn't happen, judging by what we're looking at.
Yep.
And so then it's looking at where the defense is reading from, like where the tag comes from. Typically, it's the low player. So, the weak
Mm.
side corner defender should be the one taking the role, but they were bumping from high, which is really random and quite rogue, but works for them. They're a successful team. But what I wanted to do by looking at the high player was get that top defender to stop bumping and get out of the key. And my big
Mm.
did a really good job this game. She really emphasized rolling hard to the basket, and like you guys will see, but like she rolls really, really hard and like causes them both to not be anywhere near her by the time the ball gets to her.
Yeah, I I find it really crazy. So that big is Telenga.
Yes. Yeah, telling her.
Nice, nailed it. So
You did.
here the the defense is looking pretty like set and
Mm-hmm.
like a standard defensive alignment. And
Yeah.
then like 5 seconds later, we're here. So like, what the hell happened? But
I think she's wondering the
uh,
same thing, judging by the body language.
so yeah, how are you? So yeah, is that look off kind of getting that weak side defender to commit to the top there?
Yeah, like I did a lot of skill work early in my career with the Fire with Mason Rogers. He was our assistant and he's done a lot of film and breakdown stuff with me and pick and roll reads. And one thing he always said to me was eyes tell lies, and especially in pick and roll passing, like that's one of my favorite things. Like I love a no look. Um, but I just think like, as a defender, you're taught to like follow their vision and like try and be instinctive that way. And so you try to play at that as an offensive player, and that's yeah. If I look at our shooter, I think you're gonna close out to our shooter because she's a bucket.
Mm,
And then it really just opened up the key. Yeah, it was a nice little red carpet for Telly.
yeah, awesome. Telly. Yeah, awesome. And we're gonna jump to another assist. So it's starting to get a
We love
flow.
those.
Yeah, you run this super high pick and roll with Telly, which then turns
Yeah.
into a bit more of a standard pick and roll, and then nice. Just yeah, awesome patience sets her up. Kind of a bit of a momentum play because you get she gets the end one. But yeah, you really you two work in like incredible cohesion generally, and then also this plays a great example of that. But yeah, how are you kind of using the pace or dictating the pace on this play and yeah, working with Tally to use the pick and roll defense against them, really.
Yeah, so I think like Telly does a really good job to like keep the defense on their toes in terms of not being consistent in the way she sets that screen. So like in this screen, the first one is a bit of a step up. And so it's like forcing me to go baseline. And then when we found there was no advantage, she comes back and she's like, let's just go rescreen. And that was like completely instinctive on both of our parts, to be honest. Not something we talk about, not something we planned, not something the coach has ever put in. Um, just okay, no advantage, let's try again. And
Mm.
obviously having an empty corner and someone that can roll that way just opens up a lot. So yeah, it's just the way in transition, like she's able to change the angle of the screen and keep the defense guessing. Like as a ball defender, like it is stressful not knowing where the screen is coming from. And it's also really hard to communicate. So
Mm.
yeah, she just kept them on their toes that whole game, and yeah, that was where I think we became able to find those advantages.
Mm. Is that potentially another property of the team, just playing instinctively, or was that more just like on the fly, you two, just for that play?
Yeah, I think there is like a lot of freedom in transition for us. And so yeah, that's definitely something we try to do and not think. Like I think in transition the best offense is when you're not thinking about it.
Mm.
Like just trying to be more instinctive, read what actually is there rather than what you think you've been told to look at.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting play as well because like there's just like no balance really in the court. You just have this
Mm.
empty side, and like surely one of those defenders comes over, but I guess when you're making those adjustments on the fly, yeah, that kind of, you
Yeah.
use that against them, and then of course another nifty pass to finish there. Now I feel like yeah, your team's really starting to establish themselves. You're just kind of yeah getting your momentum, which spoiler alert, you do take into the second half. But here you go. There's 9 players between you and the basket, and then there's 0 players between you and the basket, and you make a layup. What have you identified in this play? Like, why did this become? Uh, when did this become a layup, and why did this become a layup?
So yeah, she set the baseline screen on that one, which I love to snake. So like when you come off the baseline screen and try and attack the middle, and like if the big leaves a gap on that screen, like I don't know if there would be anything scarier than a quick point guard going downhill at you as a big. And so I try and take advantage of that. And so yeah, that was what I did. And yeah, no one stepped up, and so it was just kind of like, cool, love that for me. How good's a layup?
what?
Haven't
Why
had
do
one
you
of
like
them
to?
yet.
Why do you like to snake? What about it?
I think like if you can force the middle defenders to make decisions, then like that really opens up a lot of options on the weak side. Um, but then also like I just think yeah, like going middle, there's way more options. There's the ability for the big now to roll back to the baseline where there's no tag, like there's no defenders to help. And I think just with my speed, like being able to attack that gap and create more space for myself is really a big advantage.
Is clock management a part of this play at all?
I do think about 2 for 1s, but no, I don't reckon. Not that early. Like, I reckon if we were at
Yeah.
like 40, I might have been
Mhm.
2 for 1ing it for sure.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And then yeah, real nice tough finish there as well. Yeah. Now next offensive possession, you run this like double drag screen up the top. You guys are getting into a real flow now. Everyone's getting involved, and then that just turns into a pick and roll. Unreal pass again. Great finish again. Yeah, take us through that one.
Yeah, so like the double drag play that we run, like there's very few times that I'll actually get downhill off the first lot. Like I'll have to be really aggressive. A lot of it is like misdirection, just trying to get movement side to side, even though the ball's in my hand literally the whole time.
Mm.
All the help shifts, and so it causes like a lot of confusion off the ball. And with aggressive coverage, like we knew that that was something we could exploit, is like
Mm.
with aggressive coverage, the backside defense needs to be set and ready to rotate. And so that's why all the misdirection. And then, yeah, coming off it, like chin on shoulder, couldn't get downhill. Tally rolled really hard. And again, no one tagged her. So
Mm.
there we are with a lovely layup.
Now is this supposed to be a double down screen for your shooter there, or is Tally just
No,
using that? Okay, cool. So Tally's
Tally's
just
in the
like
absolute wrong spot. And
right. Okay.
Sasha's meant to come up, catch it, and give it back to me. But because she was being chased so hard, I just told her to get out of the way.
Okay, Cool, cool, cool.
As the bossy
Um,
point guard I am.
and then yeah, like unreal pass. Is there any part of you that is worried that this is going to turn into a turnover?
Nah.
Nah.
I just threw 2 dimes. I'm like, yeah, we'll be right. Yeah. By
Nice.
that
All
point,
right.
I'm feeling real bloody untouchable.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And what a finish
Um,
by her.
oh, unreal. That whole play is just like poetic. All right, let's jump into the second half and look at another one of your assists. Here we are now, Owusu on the wing. Um, you kind of go for this blind pig, but again, like unreal patience here on on the number. That pull up, that sort of pull up where you plant the back foot and then you like cross through the front foot. I think that is like one of probably the most aesthetic way to shoot a basketball, but that's just a side note. But that
She
on
has a
that blind
tough
pig,
pull up.
you kind of jab one way before going for the handoff. What went into that decision? Is that setting up the defender?
Yeah, because typically, like, I think now a lot of the teams have started to deny me back. And I mean, in this game, I was creating quite well. And so a lot of their decision making is like, okay, let's try and keep the ball out of her hands on the reversal. Like, if they can control the two-man game through switching, then stopping me is a great idea for the next option. And so, yeah, like our big flashing just really relieves the pressure. And so I try to just make sure my defense is on that side. And so now when I come off the screen or like the handoff, I guess, um, they either really have to go under and like it's a foot race at that point because I have complete ability to just accelerate to 100%. And she went over,
Hmm.
which was really brave. So,
Mm. And you pick up your dribble. what are you What are you looking at uh, when you pick up your dribble? Like you stay quite poised as well, but what options are you looking at?
well, I see Fasula and I'm like, where the hell is she running? Like, the big. Like, is she
Yeah.
going to go to C? Like, are they Xing out? No, they're not Xing out. There's two people on the big. And then I see C setting a really good flare screen, which she's really, really good at. And so that just
Mm.
opens up Ash. And Ash does a really good job creating more space for herself too. Like, she really lengthens the closeout. Um,
Mm.
and so that really helped.
Mm. And yeah, another pretty nice dime. I don't know if you see that, but the next like six plays in a row are assists. Uh,
Love that for me.
and we jump ahead a few minutes here. Now, just keep in mind, viewer, your team scores on this play. It's not the most conventional start to a play, but yeah, I think again, something that you guys did really well in this game is you found clarity when there was a lot of chaos, and yeah, when there was so much. I mean, let's just jump back to that. Like here, like there's like it's crazy to think that in 4 seconds you're going to be making a basket. But yeah, how did you use that chaos against Besiktas on this one?
Oh, honestly, it's like my worst nightmare. Like when I'm standing behind the ball like that and I can't help. Um, but yeah, I mean, there are 3 players behind the ball now. So, like, that really does open
Mm.
up a numbers game for us. And so, yeah, I'm just trying to get downhill and attack.
Where do you feel as though you developed yeah, that sort of ability to find clarity in those situations?
A lot of experience, said like an
Okay.
old lady. But yeah, I don't know. Just, I guess, like, sometimes chaos can create opportunity as well. Like, having people out of position and unexpected circumstances don't really allow for the defense to adjust or be ready for what you're doing.
Yeah. And then you keep the big happy with a nice little bounce pass to keep them going. Um,
Yes, Tally was happy with me that game.
this play again, Tally with the roll really opens up that three for Courtney Hurt. And it's kind of you kind of using Horn's properties in the setup, but it doesn't really
Mhm.
flow as like a traditional Horn set. But yeah, what are you? How are you seeing Besiktas's defense moving to set up Courtney Hurt for that three?
Oh yeah, one's down. Um, I think they're gonna show here. No advantage. She damn near blows up the screen. And so again, Tally, like I think we have a really good connection with this. It's like when we just see no advantage, instead of rolling, like she'll just come straight back. And so
Mm,
like one thing she really takes pride in is hitting the defender. And so if she
Mm,
feels like she hasn't done that, like she won't roll because she'll know that her job's not done. Like she's a workhorse, honestly. Like she's just such a great pick and roll big. And so like she sees that Bill Gitch, the opposite point guard, is able to get over the screen. I did not do a good enough job setting it up. And so she blows it up and then Tally just rescreens straight away. And so what it does then is by reversing the way that the ball screen is facing now, me coming off to my left, the weak side defenders aren't prepared because they weren't
mm,
ready for that scout. And so yeah,
mhm.
Courtney Hurt, she fills behind really, really well. And honestly, she's wide open. Like it's a really easy decision by that point.
Yeah. I feel like those are really awesome building blocks for a team with you uh saying like one or none as your turnover rule, and Telly, like one of the things she wants to you know ensure she's doing is hitting a player on the screen.
Yeah.
Are you guys communicating with each other verbally when you feel as though you haven't really had that connection on a ball screen, or
Oh,
are you it's
100%.
more okay? How
Yeah.
honest are those conversations?
Oh, like really honest. I think like I really pride myself on creating relationships with my teammates because I
Mm,
want to be able to like express myself honestly.
mhm,
And I feel like without a relationship, it's a really hard thing to do, especially in women's sport. And so early on, like Telly and I get along extremely well off court, but like one thing Telly didn't do at the start of the season, like very well, is she didn't roll. And I was
mm,
like, mate, like we have an advantage. Like you are doing a great job. You are setting really good screens. Reward yourself because I'm playing
mhm,
1-on-2 because she would literally set the screen so well that she's like, yeah, but I'm holding your man there. And I'm like, but you don't need to. Like, you've done your job. Like, you've created this advantage. Like, you're going to score a million times. And before this game, actually, which is crazy because, like, I think we played Krakow maybe the week before. Like, we played a team the week before and she wasn't rolling. And my coach was on me and he's like, you're not making decisions fast enough. I'm like, there's no decision if she doesn't roll. And so me and Tally in practice, I was like, roll hard. Like, if you roll hard, it opens up you, it opens up everyone else. Like, I think one thing about like a really good roller is they just have gravity and they
mm,
attract all the defense. And like when they don't, as she did in the first half, she was getting wide open layups. But now, because of that, you're seeing C getting wide open shots, Ashley getting wide open shots because now she's creating two to her every single time. And so before this game, we actually really talked about it. And like every time she did it, I'm like, Tally, great role, great role, great role. Like just constantly reinforcing that. And like she's such a gem. Like she's a wonderful person
mm.
and like very appreciative. And so like she's like, just keep talking to me. Like I want to hear what you have to say. Like, how can I make it easy for you? And so yeah, that relationship has definitely blossomed and it's very honest, like it is, and I feel like it has to be in order for it to be so successful.
Yeah, I think in all of the half court sets we've looked at so far, I think all of your assists have, whether they be to Telly or to another teammate, have involved her
Yeah,
rolling hard to the basket. Um,
100%. Yeah.
Now we picked this play up after offensive rebound. Just before we even look through the play, what uh, what are some advantages you feel like you already have on this play?
I mean, like, there's three people in the paint with Telly.
Mm,
So, like, numbers wise, that's going to be really hard to close out. Like, they've got three backs to shooters at this point.
mm,
Um, Four, really. And so, yeah, like, more of just a spray out opportunity at this point. Like, that's what we're trying to read off
mhm.
offensive rebounds, I would say.
Yeah. All right, now let's run through it. Um, yeah, and again, you flow into a similar play that you had actually with that. Oh, just such a nice pass as well. But you flow into a similar play that you got Courtney hurt with the open three earlier, just a couple of plays ago, but she rolls on this one.
Hmm.
Um, Now, there's a rule that I feel like coaches love hammering home, which is don't make a jump pass. But on this play, it's like imperative that you jump because it makes Talanga's defender commit to you. But I guess how do you kind of find a balance between like when to jump pass and when not to?
I'm 5'6", so I have to jump sometimes because I don't have the
Okay.
vision that 6 foot guards do. Like, it is not easy being the little one. But yeah, I don't know. Like, it's honestly just a read at this point. Like, it's completely instinctive. Like, whether
Mm,
um I feel like I have the ability to make that pass from the ground or not.
mhm.
Um, yeah, like there's definitely different situations in which like looking to shoot or looking to drive or like maybe pausing in the air for a second just might really buy me a time to make a decision.
Mm,
I feel like I have a relatively good jump, so I'm able to
mm.
do that sometimes. But yeah, it's more like honestly, half the time it's just because I'm too small.
Right, okay. What do you
Yeah.
feel about that rule generally? Do you feel like there's merit to it, or do you feel as though, or is it one of those things where it's like once you've mastered basketball, like the basketball properties and rules, then you get to break them?
Oh, I definitely used to get in trouble in college for jump passing. Like I
Yeah,
literally
right.
like when you said there's a rule, and I was like, oh my God, the trauma! Like here it comes. Oh my God, don't make me relive this. But yeah, I think like you earn the trust to be able to jump pass. I think that for junior basketball players
Mm,
and stuff, like when you don't have the decisiveness or the instinctiveness yet, like, and you're still developing that, I think it can really be like an indecisive trait. And like once you jump, you're committed. Like
mm,
not everyone can hang in the air and make a decision or like pause for a second and delay the read. And
mm.
so yeah, like I don't think it's the best thing for junior basketball players and probably not some
Yeah.
like senior as well. But I think like
Mhm.
once you know you've done it enough and you've earned the trust to do it in yourself as well, then it just becomes instinctive.
Another assist, a couple plays later again. This one, I you kind of just decided to transition. It is there's Besiktas are kind of already, their defense is kind of already assigned themselves to a player each, but there's just this moment, like kind of here where you're just like, all right, where this is now gonna be a transition play. Um, yeah, and this I feel like you're dictating the pace on this one. Um, can you just talk to that like that function of a point guard in terms of being someone who dictates the pace and why you might have just decided that, we're going to go on this play.
Yeah, I think like one, my defender was not ready to like defend the middle drive, and two, there's three backs to me at the start of the play, which tells me they're nowhere near ready to stop me in transition, and so that was really like the main reason. But like, yeah, I think one thing, like especially in the last couple of years, like in Townsville, I was very structured and like I wanted to execute offense constantly and consistently, and that was something that I, especially stepping up to Opals, like I wasn't great at, was being able to, like I was great at execution and I could make passes and score the ball, but being able to control pace and play faster, like that was something I did not have the ability to do. Um, and like it's definitely something I'm proud of now that I'm able to do, but it's just finding the opportunities and like when you see three backs to you like this, it just means they're not ready to play defense. And so,
Yeah.
um, I have the freedom in this offense to be fast and play aggressively in transition. And if it doesn't pay out, like, oh well. Um,
Mm.
and so yeah, like I think it's definitely something I've worked on a lot, and Europe has definitely helped with, I think, um, just having to play at a separate pace and being able to get downhill a little bit more. But yeah, just trying to create advantages out of situations that might not necessarily be anything.
Yeah. That backs to you? You've mentioned that a few times. Where's that something sorry, where did you learn that? Where did you start to develop that?
I don't know. I feel like um, we used to run an offense in Townsville all the time where it was just like stagger, person comes up, gives me the ball, or I give them the ball, they give it back, go into a ball screen.
Mm.
And like multiple times, like the coaches, Shannon or the assistants at the time, would say like when they're going for the stagger, like if the defense turns to them, they're not paying attention. There's no one on the split line. Like just
Mm.
reject the whole thing and just break the play. And like
Yeah.
having that freedom to do that is something I really started to look for. And then like even now, I just feel like when you see the back of a player, like for me, that's a great passing opportunity to the roller. Is like when you know that the player's not looking at you because they don't expect the ball. Um, but yeah, like what they can't see, they can't stop. So
Mm.
um, that's just something I've really picked up over time. But I think like initially it was Townsville, like being told constantly, like, you see that, it's really wide open, be aggressive. And I'm like, oh, those are the golden words, that's what you look like. That's what you look for as a point guard is like, oh, green light means go.
Next play we're looking at. double off the pick and roll for your teammate. Sammy Whitcomb's there. Then you find Stasiak. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah, we call her Starsha. I think it's Starshiak,
Starsha.
but
Stasiak.
Starsha. We'll just go with that. Yeah.
Starsha. So Starsha's open in the corner. You make another one of these passes. I feel like this is the third you've made in this game. It's definitely the second because you found Owusu on pretty much the exact same pass. But yeah, so your teammate gets doubled off that top pick and roll, and then you're kind of playing this secondary playmaker in this play. You're kind of using the high press, Besiktas high press against them again, but you're not coming from the position of a ball handler. But yeah, how do you use that against them again?
Well, like the guard that's in the ball screen does a good job of moving it quickly. And then, like we were saying before, like when there's two people up like that, it means that there's a numbers game behind. And as Tally has been doing all game, she rolled really well. And the gravity of that, like her player was the only one that could come over and help because I was on the opposite side. And so, yeah, like I'm just really reading, like one is Tally open because that's the best option, like in terms of easiest shot, easiest pass. And then if she's not, why? And it was because the help defender from Starsha had come over. And so that was just like instinctive read, I guess. Yeah, we love a good skip pass.
So
Thanks.
set up. Oh, boom. You push, get off me. And then you set up the pick and roll here. Again, high press, find Starsha in the corner. Now, as she hits that. Firstly, I just want to talk about that spin move. Because it feels as though you could have opted to go straight for the pick and roll here, but you go for this spin move to then set up the play. You leading your defender into the ball screen. Yeah, why are you going for that spin move?
Literally just to create some advantage that way and make her shift because I think that like they're showing and she's going over, and that was what before there was no advantage because their point guard had gotten over. And so they were being really aggressive, really handsy, and so it was trying to create some space and separation so that when I come off the screen, like she's really out of the play. And that's just like that creates like a chain effect. And so if she's out of the play, the big has to stay longer, people need to rotate further, and then it's just really making the read from there.
All right, well, Steph Reid, thank you so much for jumping on this episode of Bounce Pass Breakdown. Appreciate your time as always. Maybe have you got maybe some Yellowstone to watch for the rest of the night?
I finished it. I literally finished it in like 2 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way.
I'm actually devastated. Like, oh, I loved it. What am I watching? I'm watching Dexter at the moment and The Resident.
Oh, there you go. Is this your first time watching Dexter?
No, but I didn't finish it last time. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So now I'm committed. I'm locked in.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck for the rest of the Polish season. Best of luck for the rest of the Euro Cup. Yeah, thanks for your time. Yeah, good. See ya.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers.